Wish I had better lighting in.
Yeah, all right. I have with me here today Mike Patton and Frank Johnson. Hey guys.
How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful. Sun's out and 60 degrees on November day.
Yeah. Now, you guys, you have a bad rap. You called the deal killers. Right next to dad there. You hear that all the time?
As home inspectors or as the company?
Home inspectors. Oh no. Not double A in home inspection as home inspectors.
Oh, as inspectors, I can elaborate a little bit on that. Over the years, we've been at it for about 20 years now.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is the associations used to basically preach that we were there to protect the clients and the parties, where in
Okay.
reality,
That's not
what we do is we provide information and we try to answer your questions. But if the inspection is done properly, we're not steering anyone. We're
right.
basically saying, here's your information. We won't make a decision for you. We won't guide you if, well, you need to run away from this house or whatever that conversation is. It's simply, here's the information to work with, look at your resources and then talk with your agent and figure out where you need to go with this.
Exactly. Yeah, I was just teasing you, of course. But we really do like working with you guys. We like the home inspections that y'all do. The reports that you give are really comprehensive, really detailed. But I do want to talk to you today about as a seller. So we know an inspector is going to come to the house. What are some of the top two or three things that we can prep for, or top couple of things that people are always missing that would really show the house in a better light and make it easier to inspect?
Well, the simplest things are, one, if the house has got any age on it at all, go ahead and hire a roofer, even another inspector to come out and look at the roof for you.
Okay.
I would actually recommend you hire a roofing company that does repair work, not
Okay.
that only does installs, because they don't want to
Okay.
do the small jobs.
Okay.
So I would tell you to have somebody come out, do an assessment on the roof, tell you where your faults are, where your broken shingles
That's
are.
a good idea because roof stuff comes up all the time, and even chimney stuff too.
Yep. And that all falls in the same conversation with the prep work for a pre-listing inspection, if you will. But if you get the roof already taken care of, the chimney, we always recommend a level 2 chimney sweep, no matter what,
Oh,
on a
okay.
brick masonry chimney, because a home inspection is not even qualified as a level 1 chimney inspection. So the level 2 is using a camera and basically giving you a detailed report on that. So
Okay.
those two kind of go hand in hand, and it's really a preventative, even if they continue to live in the home or if they're selling the home, obviously.
Right.
And the reason I say get a roofing contractor that will make repairs is there's too many contractors that want to put a roof on into the
Yeah.
conversation.
Right.
So understand where you're going with that. And you want me to move to the next statement?
Yeah. Yeah. What's the next one?
All righty. The next one that's on brand new construction, it's on old homes. Pretty much all the way around the perimeter of a home, it settles. The first 5 feet of soil around that house has been disturbed when that house was built. That soil starts receding downward, if you will, as far as creating a negative pitch towards the home. Your gutters and downspouts, if they aren't out beyond that negative pitch, that water that's coming off your roof is going back into your foundation. So it's a very simple solution to be able to extend your gutters out, preferably 10 feet away from the house is great, but to add soil back in where you've got that negative drainage at, and that can be as little as Kroger's probably got a whole bunch of soil sitting on the parking lot right now they want to get rid of, and they're selling for $1 a bag. You go by it, throw 10 in the back of the car on the way home, you dump your dirt, you do that a few weeks in a row, and you've actually without hiring the work done, you've actually resolved a lot of your issues to prevent
Those
water.
are really, yeah, that's really good for even if you don't have even if you're not selling,
Yes.
just a good thing to do for any house to get the water away from the foundation.
And that's where 90, I won't say 90%, probably 80, a strong 80% of your water intrusion into any residence comes from is associated with your gutters and your negative grade around the property. So again, there you go. That's one that I would definitely tell you is an easy maintenance. And then the other one is just general maintenance. If you think about your car, do you religiously get your oil changed? And if you're
Yeah.
going to buy a used car, do you want to know the oil was changed?
Right.
Okay, it's the basic question to the house, right, or to the car.
Right. Right.
So if you think of your heating and cooling system in the same manner,
Mm-hmm.
if they're not maintained on a regular basis, they don't run efficient. So you're sitting there paying extra money for your heating and or cooling because it's
Right.
not running efficient.
Right.
So it's like you take your car in, used to as a tune-up. Nowadays,
Yeah.
I don't know what all they do under the hood. I ignore it and I pay the bill and I go out the door.
Right. Exactly.
But with your heating cooling system, get a reputable contractor that you trust, that you've had a relationship with, to come in and assess the heating cooling equipment, give you a clean bill of health, and on a gas-fired furnace, ask them to specifically inspect the heat exchanger and to put in their service records, heat exchanger was inspected,
Mm-hmm.
no deficiencies found. Even on an old piece of equipment, that right there takes away 90% of the concern is cracked heat
Right.
exchange.
Right. Exactly. And releasing that carbon dioxide and killing people.
Carbon
What,
monoxide will make you sick.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. So are you seeing like most of the reports in the houses you're inspecting, do they like, is it like 90% of the time there's some type of like roof or chimney repair that needs to happen? Like even on new houses?
Well, put that in perspective. And even on new homes, I'm not going to name a builder, but yet we do a third-party quality control for one of the builders in the area. And we basically eliminate a lot of that type of conversation on new construction. Kick
Mm-hmm.
out flashings are required by multiple different manufacturers for various products. That's the biggest one that's never utilized, that actually gives you water issues before water gets in the gutter. It misses the gutter and it goes down the face of the house, causing other issues.
Okay.
But yes, to your question, new construction, old construction, um, roofs are always a little bit of a beast.
Yeah.
And then how far you take it, you can have a perfectly good roof material, but yet they've terminated all their flashings wrong and they've done hateful work on that,
Yeah.
which most people are going to say it's a 1-year-old roof. You don't even need to inspect the roof. Yeah, we're still
Yeah.
inspecting that roof.
Well, a
And
lot of people say you don't need to inspect new houses, but you do, like new builds.
yes, you do. And a lot of times what we try to tell people is on new construction, we're not there for the aesthetics. If you can pick it out and you can see that you got a drywall blemish, there's
Mhm.
blue painter's tape around here somewhere, go get your painter's tape out. We're not documenting that.
Yeah.
Now, if we get in there and we find that the CSST that's been used, which is stainless steel gas lines that have the nice yellow jacket on it, there's a builder around here right now or the plumber that is using a very thin walled metal bracket that is a drive-in bracket, and they're
Hmm.
cutting those lines. And that's on
Oh,
brand new construction.
wow.
And it's that type of stuff that to say that we've inspected it all the way through being a new building, we didn't show up when the footers were there, so we didn't see the drainage plane. If
Hmm.
we're in a area that has code enforcement, they typically look at that before they allow the backfill. So then you get to your foundation. Your foundation you frame up. If we do a framing inspection, which we don't do too many of them, because people start saying, well, if you're going to do it all, you want to do your footers, you want to do your foundation and
Hmm.
the framing, and then all your rough ends. Then you want to do truly the pre-drywall. Then you want to do your finish inspections. That runs into quite a bit of money.
Right.
And truthfully, you can build a house to code and it's the minimum standard.
Right.
So yes,
Yeah.
there's opportunities to find things, and usually it's related with plumbing, plumbing and framing. Not too much on the electrical anymore. We'll find it in electrical, but yet on new construction, I'd still tell you to get it done. There's just
Hmm.
different nuances that'll be pointed out
Hmm.
that you may know about, you may not know about, maybe something that you really do need to get assessed by the builder and find some common ground.
Well, and it is like, as the inspector, it really is your job to like look at the house. So, I mean, you're the goal, you do want to find things that are wrong because there are things that are wrong with the house. And maybe
Yep.
on another video, we can talk about kind of that threshold of like,
Yes.
what is considered like a defect versus and something that needs to be fixed or should be fixed versus like common I don't want to say defects, but like they're not really defects, but they are, you know what I mean? Like where you don't have
Blemishes.
to blemishes. There you go. Exactly. Exactly.
And see, real quick, like on that comment, those in Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky, both of the home builders associations have documents that are supposedly provided to a new construction buyer that
Uh-huh.
actually outlines what is a defect and what is not a defect in
Okay.
all areas of the house. It's pretty neat document, really, that puts it in perspective for you.
Yeah, maybe we'll do another video about that because I think like sometimes especially if you're a new buyer, or it's the first time you've bought even, I mean, well, newer houses too, but definitely older houses, you look at these reports and you're like, oh my God, this house is like falling down. And you're like, it's not falling down. Like it's fine.
There's to your point on the threshold, the way that we do our reports, and I wish I could say that every report you look at is consistent
Mhm.
between companies and inspectors. It's really not.
Right.
But we've gotten where our reports are broken out into repair items that are damaged or really need further assessment because of
Right.
concerns. And then we go to safety, which is your hand railing comments, your
Right.
smoke detectors. These things are easily resolved, but yet they're safety related. If there's an accident on the property, you pretty well want to cover it.
Yeah.
And then the other one is the body of the report. If
Mhm.
we're not required to call out maintenance items, but yet the laughing running joke is Dad's going to ask you why it wasn't in the report.
Right.
So,
That's
so
the
you
real
got
deal killer there, Dad.
so you got the doors. Okay, interior doors need adjustment. That's considered a maintenance item, and we don't go
Mhm.
in and detail every door. We'll just make the general maintenance items. These are considered maintenance items. And a lot of times it is the catch-all statement for Dad.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
And so our summaries are typically only driven for the repair and the safety items. That's what you're
Okay.
seeing in our summaries. So when you look at that long report, and keep in mind, there's a lot of photographs because we've learned that not everybody talks the same language we do, but yet when it's in a photograph, it's so much easier for
Yeah.
a consumer. And it doesn't
Yeah.
matter if they're 70 years old, 40 years old, or 16 years old, your comprehension is different when you're looking at it with a photograph.
No, you're right. That makes sense. Well, I think I mean that's some really good information, like especially as a seller or just a general homeowner, if you want to like make sure that your home is maintained. Where can they find the complete list? Because I know you created a list of like 10 common items.
Mhm. You can find that on our website, aahomeinspection.net, and you'll find that under homeowners resources.
Okay.
And it'll be a printable PDF document if you wish to print it, but it'll be live on our website also.
Okay, perfect. And Franklin, if people do want to get a hold of you, they want to make an appointment to have AA home inspection come out, what is the best way to get a hold of you guys?
Oh, we're on, sorry about that. We are on Facebook. We have our website. We have an Instagram, and we have phone numbers. So you can just directly call us. My phone number is, I'm going to read it here, 859-918-8603. You can call me or text me, and I'll give you a friendly hello. How can I help you? And we have a pair of wonderful ladies that answer the phones and get everything scheduled. And we're always happy to answer any questions that somebody has, because I'm new to this business and I came in with a bunch of questions. I'm still learning all the time.
Yeah.
And if I had tried to get a home inspection before I came into this, I know that I would still have a ton of questions, even if I got the report. So
Right.
you can message me or call me or leave a nice review when we do answer your questions on our Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. And yeah, there's a ton of
Nice.
ways to get in contact with us. And if you're
I'll
a new agent
expand.
out there, sorry,
What's
You're ready.
if you're a new agent out there, if you contact me, I'll get you a nice cup of coffee or a lunch or something. I'll get to know you, and I'll see what I can do for you.
perfect. What were you saying, Mike?
I was just going to say, for contacts, if you're calling in for a home inspection
Mhm.
and you're not looking for resources at that point as far as conversation wise, the best is our office phone number, 513-319-7770.
Okay.
And then also 859-448-0213. It can also be done on our website again at aahomeinspection.net. We have our online request there. So if you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning, feel free to fill that out and we'll get
Go to
back to you
sleep.
in the morning.
Go to sleep. So you guys service what areas?
We service as far north on a regular basis, Lebanon, Ohio.
Okay.
We will go beyond that. We will go south to Williamstown, Kentucky. We will also go out just past Batavia on a regular basis. And we basically stay out of Indiana. I've been licensed over there 2 different times. And we stay on the Ohio and Kentucky side of Indiana. So there you go. But basically we cover all greater Cincinnati. And if there's an opportunity, particularly commercial, we do Dayton fairly regularly, as well as Lexington and Louisville.
Okay, perfect. Well, hey, thanks for being on. I really appreciate it.
All right. I appreciate the invite. Thank you.
See ya.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Thanks.